Murshidabad is one of the backward district in India, also a border area district near Bangladesh. The village where I still live is remote one, far from the modern amenities, far from the rage of modernization. More than 19 years ago, the situation was worse. I noticed that some stray children wandered here and there without any aim, like a sheep without the rudder. I made up my mind to do something positive for these helpless children. Since my childhood, my ideal hero, Swami Vivekananda's epoch making doctrine, service to man is service to God, always steers me and beacon me to the world of light and joy. In the year of 2002, when I was a student of class 5 and a boy of 9 years old, after returning from my 10-kilometer far away school in the afternoon, I would see girls and boys of my age coming home from work instead of coming home from school. Most of the boys help out their families working as mechanics, deliverers, grass cutters, rag pickers, etc. Girls worked in the village where they cook, clean, wash clothes, and dishes. I would make them sit in the backyard of our home and teach them all I had learned in school that day. And I started teaching with 8 children, and my sister was my first student. I was the headmaster. Though at first I took it as my game, gradually it became my passion, my night dream, my life and heart. Number of students started to increase, and my school became a dreamland for the helpless children. It was named Ananada Siksha Niketan, home of joyful learning. I had to suffer much, struggle much, but I did not give up hope. I hoped against hope and fought tooth and nail to combat all the adversities. So, when I started my journey, actually, my father, who has not any educational degree, but he had great interest about education, he admitted me 10-kilometer far away school, and he had a dream to see me as an IAS officer. So initially, when I started my school, at first he thought that if I can share my lessons with others, maybe my own education is going to be hampered. So he warned me not to continue this work. But when he convinced that my son is doing a good work and if he can do good for the society, God will help him, he came forward with all kinds of cooperation. And since my childhood to till date, I am getting full support from my family. So after my fifth standard annual examination, I decided to inaugurate my school and I asked a retired degree college principal to inaugurate our institution. And later he suggested that in your school, the students are taking their classes in joyful atmosphere. So it should be Ananda Siksha Niketan, the home of joyful learning. So when I founded Ananda Siksha Niketan, the village elders were very skeptic about educating their children as they were not educated themselves and hence did not understand the importance of education in our lives. The children work as a helping hand in earning for the family. They had strong reservation about girls attending school, but today the school has 60% is girls and 40% is boys. When we went door to door to pursue parents to send our kids in this school, the first question I was asked, how can education help people who cannot even afford 2 square meals a day, educate girls, and they will not find husbands? Actually, the early marriage problem was existed, other quipped. But I ignored all criticisms and went ahead with my mission. On the other hand, there were lots of discouragement, societal, political, religious biasness, different kinds of problem I have faced. And our institution, Ananada Siksha Niketan, it is not only for the bookish knowledge. We have been trying to spread man-making education among our students to become a good people who can positively impact our society. We are running our school with a view to helping them stand on their own feet. We have already been successful to some extent in this field of work. During the last 19 years of journey, more than 6,000 students have taught from our school, and we are completely providing them free education since inception. In fact, the aim of education is not to develop one single virtue, but to produce healthy, normal human beings who understand the meaning of life and what it demands from them. From childhood to youth, students must be constantly reminded by educationists and psychologists that the fundamental law of life is cooperation, not self-domination or conflict. If students are intellectually and morally brought up on cooperation, most of our troubles would be at an end and life would be much healthier, richer, and nobler than ever before. So we want that education by which character is formed, strength of mind is increased, the intellect is expanded, and by which one can stand on one's own feet. So we should develop within us three H, that is development of hand, head, and heart. Now, our students are studying in the degree college and university. Six of our former students include my sister, who was my first student. After their university degree and teachers training degree, became teacher at our school. And most important thing is that they are all girls. But these girls also came from a less advanced family. Among them, I am going to give you an example. One girl, her name is Chumki Hajra. She went in Rajasthan, Jaipur, Rajasthan, and as a migrant labor. But due to health issues, she came back again in our village. And her grandmother, she wanted to educate her, and she admitted her at our institution. Her grandmother, she was a fishmonger. In the morning, she sells fish in the village market, and afternoon, she also collected the children at our institution. Now, her granddaughter, after her university degree, she became the teacher at our school. So there are lots of success stories we can bring from these kinds of students. And my dream is to extend our school up to an university level in future. Apart from that, a human excellence center and a skill-based learning center we are going to introduce. And after 13 years of our journey, we got permanent structure. I mean, that is a school building for our institution. And now our school got affiliation under West Bengal Board of Secondary Education. And nowadays, across the country, many institutions, they keep inviting me. And not only that, the younger generation and the like-minded peoples like us, they are also going to establish more institution as per the new education policy. And not only that, we are going to provide them quality education in different parts of our country. And myself completed double post graduation in English and history, though I learned English alphabet when I was in fifth standard, not from my school, from my father only. And I want to be a student forever. So go on bravely. Do not expect success in a day or year. Always hold on to the highest. Be steady. Avoid jealousy and selfishness. Be obedient and eternally faithful to the cause of truth, humanity, and your country. And you will move the world. Now I am convinced that nothing can stand against firm determination, firm conviction, and firm will. The only things you should have in your heart are courage, purity, honesty, and above all, love. Love is a thing which can conquer everything. Love is a thing which makes us monarchs of all we survey in the realm of man's heart. Actually, I heard the call of love in the core of my heart and proceed and ultimately succeed. I think that we should have the motto we must do something extraordinary in this whole human life. We must leave a mark on the soil of this earth. So nowadays, my big dream is education for all with equal opportunity. And me and my friends, we are trying to give um, free education as well as quality education to the underprivileged children in our area. But in near future, we are going to open more institutions across the country. And not only that, to actualize this long cherished dream, this is not only possible for me. If the peoples like you can come forward for the children who are still need education as well as quality education, then only it is possible. Nowadays, as per United Nations Sustainable Development Goal, one of the goal is quality education. So now I come to the subject of discussion, that is quality education. Being a resident of a remote village in the district of Murshidabad in West Bengal, I consciously feel that poverty is one of the major factors against our cultural advancement in any sphere. Although quality education should be our ultimate destination in order to promote our nation as well as universe, we in reality find ourselves helpless to eradicate even illiteracy and promote elementary literacy, even after lapse of long 74 years from our independence. It is not exaggerated to say that eradication of hunger amongst the citizen at all shepherds must be a sine qua non for any kind of betterment of educational process. So this particular issue that may apparently be different from the order of the day should be addressed with prime importance. When I shall narrate my endeavor for my mission, equal opportunity for all children, stating the reality on the art that I have been facing since my boyhood in 2002 when I founded Ananada Siksha Niketan, home of joyful learning. In this respect, I may kindly be excused if I say that is meaningless to continue the discourse of quality if there exists no education at all. So, to actualize our long cherished dream, education for all with equal opportunity, we need to work together to make a better nation for our future generation. Thank you very much for your